Good morning to all of you faithful viewers of Equinoxe Television. It's not our usual broadcast time because we just got some very sad, tragic information coming from the southwest region of the country, precisely in Ombe. Ombe is a locality situated between Mutengene and Limbe, the petroleum city, and Ombe has a prominent government technical high school there. And this morning, information just got to our studio that at least 12 children have lost their lives. They died in a ghastly road accident which occurred that was at about between 8 and 9 a.m. 8 and 9 a.m. The children were in their school bus going to school. The school bus reportedly picked the students up from Mutengene and was transporting them to Limbe, to Ombe, I beg your pardon. And in the studio with me is Pierre Labedjoumbang. Pierre Labedjoumbang, good morning.
Bonjour à tous, merci de prendre cette édition spéciale sur Équinoxe Télévision. Vendredi noir à Ombe, dans le sud-ouest du Cameroun. Un accident violent de la circulation vient de se produire et fait de nombreux morts. Les images d'une extrême violence parcourent la toile depuis quelques minutes maintenant. Et bien, selon nos sources, une dizaine de morts recensés dans cet accident de la route et pour la plupart des enfants. La scène tragique s'est déroulée ce matin, je le disais, à Ombe. La bourgade est située entre Mutengene et Limbe dans le sud-ouest du Cameroun. Un énième accident de la circulation sur les routes du Cameroun. Et je reçois ici pour avoir plus d'amples informations Anne Abila. Vous êtes rédacteur en chef adjoint à la rédaction centrale de Équinoxe Télévision. Vous êtes en charge du desk anglais également. Et ces images d'une extrême violence qui nous arrivent, que s'est-il exactement passé?
Thank you once again, Lavedu. The entire FACO division, let's put it that way, is in tears, as we just mentioned a while ago. At least 10 to 12 children of the government technical high school in Ombe have died. They reportedly died. That was this morning. They were on their way to school. That was in their school bus when their school bus was hit by a heavy-duty truck between Mutengene and Ombe, where their school is located, Lavedu. And we can see from the images we got this morning, very tragic and sad ones. The parents who are already devastated, and also the state of the bodies of the students we see, and also the state of the vehicle, the bus which was transporting them. We got information on the ground that it was a 20-seater bus which was transporting the students. Some other sources, our reporters are on the ground, are going to be giving us accurate numbers, that how many persons were in the bus, how many students were in the bus, and how many students lost their lives. But now we have been told at least 10 students have already been declared dead, have already died in that accident, which has put the population of Limbe, Ombe, Mutengene, the entire FACO division in total shock and consternation. The images are so graphic that we cannot even difficult to not to be emotional in front of the images we have in our production room this morning. And Lavedu, talking about the Mutengene Limbe road, it is a stretch of road which is somehow very winding for those who have those who are in Douala, in Yaoundé, and in the north, in other parts of the country, who have once paid a visit to the southwest region or to the coastal city of Limbe before. They understand better that the road from Mutengene to Limbe is a road which is, the stretch is winding, and most times accidents are not very, are always frequent there. There are not rare accidents on that road, and also because the stretch is not habited, there are no houses, so it's just like a highway, and most drivers always have the tendency of plying that road on high speed. There is the Moliwe Bridge that accidents usually take place there, and it is not far from there, from the Moliwe Bridge, that this accident happened. And we know that Ombe in itself is not It's like a little village. Most of the students in Ombe come from Mutengene, and some few come from Limbe. That is why they are transported to their school by the school bus. The school bus was put at their disposition to ensure that the children can get to school early. Unfortunately, we had this very tragic news today that on their way to school, the students left their houses in good form. They were fine and bid farewell to their parents, hoping to come back with that same school bus that would be at the close of school hours at about 2 p.m. But unfortunately, they had to live their lives on the way, and we see there in the images, Lavedu, the corpses are somehow really shattered. That can tell us the intensity of the shock between the two vehicles.
Et bien justement, on peut voir en image la violence de cet accident de la circulation, je le disais, qui a emporté une dizaine de vies. Je voudrais revenir encore sur vous, rappeler que vous connaissez très bien la zone et apporter plus de précision sur cette partie du Cameroun. Ombe, c'est exactement où dans le Cameroun? Est-ce que là-bas, vous le disiez tout à l'heure, est-ce que là-bas le trafic est dans quel type de circulation que nous avons là-bas?
Coming back to it, Lavedu, like to locate or situate our viewers, Ombe is in the southwest region. It is in the Fako division of the southwest region, and like I was saying a while ago, it is not very far away from Mutengene. For those who understand the Fako division or from our explanation, when you're going to Boya, you get to the Mutengene junction, the Boya road, like they call it in Mutengene, Limbe, and their environs. The Boya road takes you to the right, and then you go straight. Like you're going to Limbe. Ombe is located between Mutengene and Limbe, but since it is like a small locality and it is surrounded by plantations, we don't have the local population staying there somehow. That is why the students had to take the school bus, because the school bus is the only means of transportation which can be also cheaper, and which can be cheaper for the students and their parents to transport them from Mutengene, because at least 80% or 80 to 90% of the student population of GTHS Ombe. GTHS is the government technical high school Ombe, live in Mutengene, and it's a little distance of about like some 3 kilometers or so. So they are forced to take buses from Mutengene to Ombe, where their school is located. And those who are in Limbe too, or My4, and those who are also in Limbe, they to take buses. They can also board taxis, because it's difficult, Lavetu, to precise that to trek from Mutengene to Ombe is somehow far, and to trek from Limbe to Ombe is unthinkable. That is why most parents would prefer that their children take taxis or their children take the school bus. And the school bus seems to be the safest means of transporting their children to school, because with the school bus, you know the driver, you know you can, if something happens to your child or your child gets missing, you can always trace, my child was picked up from here by the school bus, what happened to him? Or my child was not dropped back in the house by the school bus, what happened to him or her? You understand? But by boarding the taxi, anything can happen at any time. So that's why most parents had confidence that using the school bus was the safest means for their children to leave from Mutengene or from Limbe to the government technical high school Ombe. But unfortunately, this tragic incident, which has put at least 10 to 15 families in Mutengene, in Limbe, in Ombe, and some students even come from Boya, some students even come from Tiko, because the bus usually picks them up from the Mutengene roundabout. So that it is the entire Fako division, like I said, Lavedu, which is in tears this morning. Imagine at least between 10 to 15 families which are mourning, because even those who have not died, they have been badly wounded, and they should be battling between life and death, battling for their lives now in hospital. So it's a very sad morning. It is, in fact, it's my words, I'm swallowing my words.
Oui, je comprends, nous comprenons tous l'émotion, nous sommes dans l'émotion, une dizaine de personnes qui perdent la vie au Cameroun encore. Et on rappelle, on reprécise que les routes camerounaises sont extrêmement mortelles. Une dizaine de personnes ont perdu la vie, et notamment des enfants. Les images sont d'une violence atroce. Nous n'avons pas pu toutes vous les montrer. Nous avons évidemment choisi de préserver la dignité de ces personnes-là qui sont vues, qui sont partis de vie à trépas ce matin de manière très violente dans la localité de Hombé. Je reprécise ici que nous avons reçu ce matin pour en parler Anne Abila, qui est rédactrice en chef adjointe à Équinoxe Télévision, en charge du desk anglais. Je voudrais sortir avec vous, Anne Abila, en ce moment, selon les informations que nous avons, quelles sont les dernières nouvelles sur place?
Our hearts, first of all, go out there to the parents of those children who have died, to the entire FACO community, and to the student and administrative body of the government technical high school, Ombe. We can imagine the state of minds of the administration and the students of GTHS Ombe, students who have lost their benchmates, their classmates, and teachers who have lost their students. We can imagine the state of mind of a mother, of a father, who actually bade his or her child farewell in the morning with maybe his fries or his or her fries in his bag, and only to have a call that your child has died in an accident on his or her way to school. It is really heart-wrenching. It is really heartbreaking. So our hearts courage to you people. Our hearts go out there to all the families which are mourning in the FACO division in Mutengene, in Ombe, and in Limbe. And Labeji, we're talking about latest information. We have our reporters who are already on the ground. They are at the site where the accident occurred this morning. That was some few minutes after 8 a.m. And we will sure be giving you people, our viewers, precise information, how many persons have died, how many of them are wounded, the various hospitals to where they are being transported, and also what is happening in the mortuary where the corpses will be deposited. Labeju, I can only imagine how the hospital environment, the mortuary environment, when at least 10 students would have to be deposited in the mortuary. It is really sad. We lack words to express our feelings, and also the state of the population of Mutenge, the FACO division, and those who are directly affected by this very tragic and sad incident. Like we said a while ago, our hearts, we can only imagine your pain. Our hearts go out there to all those who are mourning.
Ok, merci bien Anna Bila. Nous reviendrons avec plus d'informations autour de cet accident tragique de la circulation qui s'est produit ce matin dans la localité de Hombé. Nos éditions spéciales de l'information apporteront plus d'informations autour de cette affaire. Merci de nous avoir suivis. Restez sur les programmes d'Équinoxe Télévision.